Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I'm your host, Sir Stephen Topham at the third at your service. Now you can get your cup of teas, coffees in the morning that you normally drink, and listen to this podcast all the way through and watch even that. Right, we're going to talk about we are the Guardians, right? Because there's 5 members of the Steam team, right? You can't just say, oh, this is false information while the rest has been watching you all the time. Even I have. So there's 2 already in play, but that's not what I'm talking about in general. What we're going to talk about today, I know what the Norfolk Railway is up to right now. Plain diesels are you guys up the road? Excuse my French, because I know what they're up to. I said, if you keep doing, you're going to end up screwed. I said, they're not going to believe that. How come I'm getting intel from private connections then, who I cannot name, alright? We all knew there would be consequences on the line. Didn't I say there was going to be a few hiccups? And I said, look, we are the Guardians, yes, myself and a few others. But you've got to work out why. You've got to work out why. In every angle. You can't beat this in any angle. And it's all true. You can't piss about with me. We are the Guardians, myself and the 4 other members. But you can't piss about. When you see it live action, realistic and all that, you're going to say, oh, I warned you. I shown you. But you won't listen to me, would you? That is all thrown back in your face. So I said, we are the Guardians. Right? It's true story, but it's just a bit more authentic in depth. Right? It's a lot more to take in than a monkey's uncle. Right? I get it. There are people out there in the realistic world that want things not to add up. Okay, let me give you a heads up. Just to give you a side calling card, how I got the SOS call straight away. Alright? This will screw the Norfolk Railway up because they don't know what the hell they're doing. Right? I share it with you just to give you a heads up. I never bullshit with the bush. Here we go. Does this ring a bell for all of you? For a lot of you that's seen this locomotive, right? Because it's the 30th anniversary, what a load of bullshit. Right? You expect steamies to be on the line all the time. There's only one single track going to Marin and the coastal run route, which I know quite well, and I know Wellsworth quite well, and all of that. But that's not the point there, right? They're using this as a propaganda at the moment, which is true. I'm going to scroll down just to keep going, and you see all of these photographs tell you something in the end, right? Then it makes you laugh, laugh, laugh because they think they're going to keep running. No, they will break down and the steamies will come out. Ding, ding. Why? Because all the answers were right there in black and white, damn white. Right? There's a lot of reasons why this is all happening, all in truth, my ad. And then you've got to add up the bigger puzzle piece. Why is this engine so damn bloody important? It's not important for the money making issue. That's bullshit, right? When you look at this, you're gonna say, "What? How did he track that bloody down?" The advertisement is there. Well, advert. Always be honest, right? They always have to pass the memo somewhere down the line because they just say red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag, and it gets down to the point, right? So there's your verdict on that one. But it's realistic, it's fact, and it's logic. You can't lie on that, and you can't be deceitful on that, right? You know, some time ago I told you that you're going to be screwed up somewhere down the line, right? It's not my fault. You can't blame me for this one, right? People know the actual outcome, and they know, and they're witnessing it, and I'm watching it. Right, my Steam team was working overtime to repair all your bloody damn damage. Right, I don't lie about my steam team's actions right now. Right, on top of that, you're getting Richard Topham Hatt, and you get Helen Hatt on top, my son and my granddaughter. You're getting them both. That's not right. It's, like I say, slowly catch a monkey on this one because it's very delicate. Right? A lot of you might think, what the fuck? Excuse my language, but there you go. And it tells you straight there in black and white. People know people. Right? Connections know connections. So if the Norfolk Railway wants to pull a stunt again, or the North Western Railway Company, as I call it, they could think twice. That I'm maybe not on the premises, but I've got eyes and ears on the inside. Right? They know everything I know. Right? Myself and my steam team, we are the guardians. Why? Because there's only 5 of us in the steam team. We are stronger, we are faster, more efficient, and if anything breaks down, it be down on you. Right? It's simple as that. But I'd already warned you once about one particular individual who I want gone, buried, history. But you got to recorrect everything that you've done wrong. So what happens if a Norfolk Railway doesn't believe what Wild and the rest are saying or what I'm saying? That's 2 people against the whole bloody railway network. Right, as telling them the rail network can't help them. They're bullshitters. They're money makers. Right, which is true. So when you got me and Nia and Rebecca and Percy and Emily and Gordon and myself, bing bing, 5 of us all in a row. You can't destroy that because that's realistic. Now I've got reinforcements. Right? You can't lie about that, right? These are proper people. This is not just the voice actors. Real life voice. No acting. There's no computer generated crap. No way. Bullshit. Because people that did all the voice acting in the past broke the rule of the railway code. They may have told the story in the correct way, but they bullshitted halfway down the line when the Mattel screwed up. Right with the 2D, which screwed up everything near enough. But then I told you it was my son's timeline. So if you want him dead and you want my granddaughter dead, you go to prison. So it's that simple. Right? So you got the 5 members of the steam team, myself and 4 others. Then you got Richard Topham Hatt and Emily Helen Hatt. I don't want you to kill them off because you end up going to prison. Right? You could kill them off in different directions. Right? But half the people don't know what they're talking about. I said there's a lot of truth to this and there's a lot of logic. If I already picked up what the Norfolk Railway's up to, it's because I have connections on the inside in every department. And it always leads back to my family in every direction. They can't lie. They have to be honest and they have to be truthful. They can't just say, oh, I did this and I did this. Here's the article for you, sir. Bang! I get the memo. Bumps your uncle. Right? You can't argue with that. That's fact. That's logic and that's respect. When people look at this, I get the memo without me going up there. So when it all unfolds correctly for you, you will start to see, okay, there's a lot of things that are all unfolding the truth for you, and now you have to watch everything from beginning to end to realise where you're at. Now you realise I told you about I think it was some time ago. I told you about Norman Spencer. He's gone, buried, history. Why? Because he screwed up. Right? Richard Topham Hatt and Emily Helen Hatt will fill in the gap. Ding ding. With free pass access. While I'm still around, the Norfolk Railway can't do nothing because that's kicking their boss out again, which is strike 1. Then if they try to do it with my son, that's strike 2. If they try to do it with Emily Helen Hatt, that's strike 3. Then you're in trouble. Right? If you try to kill them off, as example, you're dead meat. Right? Because it goes back to the cops, because the cops then will verify everything out. It's all facts and logic. It's truth. But while the rest have done it so advancedly ahead that it's unfolding the correct way in real life. Now you feel like, oh, fuck. WTF, you normally would say. The cops will laugh about it, then they gotta get serious. Right? Realistically. But I do not want to see what I need, what I can't handle. Right? I get that. There are things in my life, as much as it is in business, family, pleasure, respect, honesty. You're getting all of that out of my mouth, and you're not like dreaming on the world because you're thinking, oh, he's a bullshitter. How could I be if the fence unfolding in front of you? Right? If the cops can notice that, excuse my French, so can I. Right? It's happened before, it's happening again and again and again. It's going to keep repeating pattern. Why? Safeguards are all around. Safeguards all around. We are the guardians, the protectors. Basically, if it was a diesel team, they won't give a shit about you lot. But we do. So work it out. You have the steam team that is realistic. We are innocent and we are protectors. We obey the law, but we can override some of the law because we have protection grids everywhere. So we can't just ding, sort this out once and for all because it takes time, pressure, but it's also that it's truth, it's logic, and it's respect. The Norfolk Railway won't give that shit because they don't give a damn. All they want to see is like the final piece of the puzzle is right staring in my face, not yours. This is why I know a lot more than you do. Right, you're sitting down, you're reading this out, you're watching this out, taking notes, and I thought, what? It's unfolding? Yeah, it's unfolding the truth. Wake up and smell of coffee. You see, my grandfather made sure I'm safeguarded wherever I go, wherever I be. Right? When the North Norfolk Railway did the tycoon on all my fleet, or the second generation fleet, big mistake, bad move. Right? So that's their fault, not mine. So technically, you're taking on the wrong side. Always pick on the victim. This is why I stated in part two, Time to Save the World. I stated to you, you always put the victim as like the bad person. Right? In the day, you're ending up saying, like, you got no more Sydney. No more Sydney. Goodbye. There's the weakest link. Boof. Let them drop. Because they're ending up with the steam team rising up again because there's five of us. Right? They dropping, we rising. Why? Because Darcy and all the others, they all know about it. All the steam team works around it. That's why we are the guardians. That's why it rotates. That's why the story continues with everything on the plate. So everybody can still witness what they need to witness and prove that's facts, it's truth, it's logic. People's got a lot of evidence right now. People have got a damn lot of evidence. And they're seeing it unfold correctly without me intervening. You see what I do? It's a very clever trick, but it's not just a normal magic trick. It's there in black and damn white. In front of your own eyes, not just mine. And then you say, shit. And that's your look. You're looking at me and you're thinking, oh crud. Yo, it's a damn bloody truth. So when people tell me things, I know everything. Ahead of schedule, my ad. But then you got to work out why. Why? Because we are the Guardians. There's 5 steam team members and diesel team are falling. Bye bye, boof. Right? The North Norfolk Railway won't last much longer. Because the steam team is now taking back what's rightfully theirs. You see? Everything had a purpose. Everything had a game for it. But there's no harming. There's no kicking off. There's no swearing as much. All it is getting to you to the point with no BS. Right? When it comes to BS, you leave that crap alone. Get to the point of everything. If people don't do the point, correctly, they won't get the better outcome or the better result. I said to you in part two, and I'm quoting it again, don't take one-sided story. Never works. Never has done. Now you realise that we're all coming back and we're just fighting. We've got Thomas, Edward, Henry, Gordon and James, Percy, Toby, Duck, and all the rest. Boom, boom, going there. And we know what we're talking about because we cut the BS out throughout the grid. Right, when it all comes down to you lot, it's like saying, what are they talking about? Well, they get straight to the point. How do we get there? Then you want this, or you want it, you want to do the same procedure as we do? Well, it comes with the territory, right? Bloodliners. So while it all plays out correctly, you're ending up with the one big puzzle piece that you can't get a hold of. Why? Because it's real life, not just a normal book wise. When people got the book of Thomas the Tank itself and read it right through, I tell you now, you're getting the realistic version now. You got to enjoy it while it can, while it lasts, or let it unfold naturally and let it play out, which it would. But then you got to wait for me and my wife to reveal ourselves completely with our kids, and then the kids then eventually come through, which is Richard Topham Hatt and Emily Helen Hatt, donk, right down to the bottom. Then my connection will come along and then bumps the granddaughter, get married, and have this one person that everybody's been craving for is Adam Taylor. So get it in your heads. If you screw that up, that's your fault, not mine. So you're blaming yourselves for your own actions, your own consequences. Right? There should be a law against what, when it unfolds in real life, don't mess around with it. It's the truth, it's the logic, and it's respect. When you see it unfold, don't intervene, don't jump in, let it keep playing out until you see the result. Then you get what you need, what you want to gain from it. Sometimes a lot of people don't think straight first, but yes. Why a lot of people don't get it because they don't work out what, and it goes through their heads like a circulation, and they can't work it out. Right? A lot of people are intelligent, some are not. It's a little bit of mix. It's a bit of mixture in the middle, right? Because you have to make a compromise on who is being realistic on the problem and realistic on this and that. I said I've been realistic all the time. I know my friends in America, my private connections everywhere around the globe, not just America or Australia, it's everywhere. They all knowing as much as I do, right? As most of you know, that I'm no ordinary human being. Yes, I may look at it, I may smell it, I may also have to have what is a needy, not a wanty. Right, so when it comes down to your needs and my needs, we are two separate needies, right? But at the same time, they balance out. Why? Because you've got people knowing people. Connections know connections. Family know family. Friends know friends. Right? We all have that pattern. We can't break that pattern or we destroy everything we that was meant to play out correctly. And I'm seeing that like, yeah, well, celebrate this because it won't last long. Right? About the diesels and all of that, poof. They will go. They will break down like they always do, and the Norfolk Railway will end up with no more money because they couldn't afford it, number one. Number two, they ask you for grants, which they cannot have, because it's mostly what they want is actually not always a need. Right? It's always like saying, okay, you're getting the steam side of it as well, which calculates the connection to it all. I said the steam team is better than the diesels. It always worked out. And when the steam train goes travelling along the track, for example, the train breaks down and works with one piston. Right? With the diesels, they break down permanently. Because they run, they keep going and going and going and going and going and going, and then poof, they break down. What comes along that saves the flaming day? Steam. Steam always prevails because it only works with one piston if it breaks down. A lot of people think, what the hell is going on about this guy? What is powerful about this guy? How did he know what's unfolding and what's been done? Then it's rattling your cage because you haven't got the missing link or the missing part of the story. You see, it's all there in black and damn white. So we are the guardians. We are the protectors. But the diesel team aren't. They never have been and they never will do. It's not about winning. It's not about losing. It's about helping each other to a point. But there are times where you might have to compromise on certain things. Right? I get it. What's unfolding is in truth for Wild Noresta and myself. But then you got to work out why. You got the rest. You got me and the Steam team. Stop screwing up what was meant to unfold. That's the start of strike one. Two, I already know what's happening before it unfolds. Right? That's the trick of the hat, which I can't reveal. Right, then strike three, then the people ask why I'm not on a platform yet. Time is not white. Right? Because there's a lot of people that have to absorb what's unfolding as the truth. You're not going to get me bypassing this and this and this and I know everything. I have connections. I have contacts. I have friends. I have family. I have everything on a plate. Why? People safeguarding family. Family protects family. Right? We always have been that way for obvious reasons. But then you got to work out why. Right? We are the guardians. Yes, the Steam team are the guardians. But the way we were treated in the past won't happen now because I already put you in the bloody picture. Right? I told you from the beginning, the last time it happened when Sir Topham the first was around, my father and myself. Three. Plus that you got senior behind that as well. That makes four. Right? Then you're adding up. Why? You have to be realistic on it. I know time flies, which is true. I'm not lying about that. But when time flies, we forget things over time. Like I said, when it was realistic, becomes legend. Then legends become myth. Then it becomes nothing. Why? This is not a lie, everyone. This is reality. Why? Why do we always come back fighting? To put everything right all the time. We don't do it for fun. We don't do it for money making. We do it for realistic. Right? When you look at me and you look at my family and look at everybody, the people you know, people you respect, honesty and all of that, I said we are powerful people on the planet. Don't just don't abuse that situation on my foot. Because I'll be stumping harder than everything. Because I always put the leadership in myself to say, look, don't control me. Because that's the last thing you want to do. Right? I may have strength that I once had that really is powerful in you in every angle. I know every employer of the Norfolk Railway are scrapped heap by the time I'm dealing with them. Personally, they don't know what they're dealing up there. They're screwing up everything for you, but then you don't know what. He knows everything that's unfolding. Yeah, what do you think people pay attention for? Because they have to learn up here. But they don't know when it's going to happen. When it unfolds, then it all goes, uh, and there'll be a lot of people who drop jaw and they realise he was telling the truth. And we just then stab him, stab in the back. Oh no, don't give me that back routine because it won't work. Like I said, I have connections that tell me stuff ahead of schedule. So don't tell me that I'm doing my job wrong because I'm not. I never has done, never will do. A lot of people may not understand how it unfolds naturally. Right? In the day, it's there in black and white. You just have to realise what unfolds is true to a T. You don't want Norman Spencer on the line, that's for starters. As I mentioned on Norman Spencer podcast that I did so long ago. I said to you, you don't want him on the platform because I already got my assessor already in place, Emily Helen Hatt, to take over from him. So work it out up here. It's all there, hair and eyes and all. So it's not being thick or dumb stupid. That's for starters. Right, when people know about this, it's true, it's fact, and it's logic. Because it goes back to reality. Then you're asking me, how does he know about this? How did he know about that? Do you really want me to put it on black and white? We are the guardians. Right? End of the day, you're not going to blow up something that's reality. Right? My mother knows about this, so don't worry, don't worry. She's a head sticker with me. She's on the same level as me. We're not argumentative anymore on the phones or anything. We're straight to the point with no BS, no nothing. Straight to the point. Why? Because we we are like caught up what needs to be done. Now you're gonna live that through that, then you're gonna end up saying, "Oh fuck." Yeah, well then I told you, I warned you, I shown you, boof. While the rest of us way ahead of schedule before us, then we caught up with him. Now we're on the same level. We don't have to argue about anything. Right? End of the day, family protects family all the time. You've got the experimental engines to get destroyed. Regardless they in human form, you need to get rid of them. You know, that's another thing we keep telling you about. I told you they're realistic as me and you. Blood and all. Right, in the end of the day, you've got to be realistic. When things come in truth and unfoldedly in truth, you don't mess around with the truth. Right, when the logic is there, it's fact, it's all that, it's all included. It's just that people don't have the time to unravel it themselves. Well, if they unravelled it, they won't meddle around with me as much. You've got to see the logic in it. We are the guardians. There's only 5 of us, plus my mother, obviously. Then you've got everything else on top, and my extensions. So work forward and go forward, 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 and people will pick up things very quickly and fast and efficient. We are a circling race. We've lived for a very long time, way before problems occurred like this, and a lot of things have improved over time and years. People should look and feel like you got what you need. Now watch as it unfolds. Because in the day, you got us, you got the return, and you got the respect. But we still have to go through the chapter Return of the Hatch because it's a longer story than what you already read, like a 15-minute, 5-minute episode, 10-minute. Right, 5-minute episodes are like 6 days plus tops. Ding, 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 and it unfolds correctly in front of your eyes. But there are times and patience in this. This is going to take a little while, not a big in one day bucket, because it will. In every day, what you're seeing is what you're getting. But the fact is, when it comes down to earth of it, we are the guardians, protectors. The diesel team are not. They never have been. They try and act protecting, but they never will be. Because they screw up. So when you think of all those diesel team members all locked up in their sheds and they can't get out, think of it like a bloody year's worth or 10 years worth. Without them, think about it. The steam team will return and they will get, oh, we are sorry, we are sorry. How can how can the Norfolk Railway apologise for something they shouldn't have done? You know, it's a bit like that. I said I warned you. I shown you. Even while the rest has shown you. In ahead of schedule. And everything you've done is in reverse. All the damage, all the consequences, everything. You make me do all the repair job. Now pack it up. Because I've been monitoring like a hawk. Doesn't matter if I'm on the premises or not. I get told very, very quickly and fast and efficiently. It's the way you play it in real life that screws everybody up. And they can't work it out. So when I got all my porters and guards and everybody else on the platform try and help me out as much as they can, and they have to do what they've been told by me, not by the employers. The employers are just my management team. Why? They have to be realistic what's unfolded. Why? Because I'm the guardian, they're not. We are the protectors, they are not. Why? In the day, you've got what you need. We just need to play it out correctly. It's difficult for a lot of people when they confront in front face to face contact with me. I said, you don't want to piss me off already. I said, you don't want to rattle a hat, do you now? It's not easy. When my grandfather's trying to safeguard me, that was 2 times 2 of them, obviously. They're dead and buried, gone. They can't stand up for me now. If they did, they would shut you down instantly like a record. They said, don't repeat the same pattern that you did before. You screwed up. So while it all plays out incorrectly for you, Emily Helen Hatt will be the last hat on the platform, and Richard Topham Hatt will do it for 2 years, as said as it says, and then it will end up with Adam Taylor, Emily Helen Hatt's son. So there you go, in black and white. So thank you very much in every angle.